Hello and welcome, my friends. I'm so glad and grateful that you're here. My name is Freeman, and today I have a beautiful, gentle flow for you, which is going to be perfect for any beginners out there. And I always say in this space that you are your best teacher. You know your body better than anyone. So if anything that we do today doesn't feel quite right for you, that's okay. Just take a break or a modification and then join back when you're ready. Now, you definitely don't need anything at all for today. You don't even need a yoga mat, just a nice, safe, flat space. But I will be using this folded blanket. So if you do have that handy, maybe just take a moment to go and grab one, or a thinner cushion or pillow. And apart from that, just your beautiful open mind and your open heart. And when you're ready, let's get moving. So my friends, we'll begin today by coming to a seated cross-legged position. And a really nice option here can be to sit up onto a folded blanket or onto your cushion, just to give your hips a little bit more space and lift. And then we just take the hands down onto the knees. See if you can find a little gentle lift up through the length of the spine and the back of the neck. Just noticing if the head is reaching forward. Can we stack the head back over the heart and the heart back over the hips? And if it feels okay for you, you can close down through the eyes or soften the gaze here. Just taking a moment to land. And perhaps for the first time today, just tune into how your body's feeling, how your breath's feeling. Can we find a little more softness through the muscles of the face, the jaw, the throat, and the shoulders? Maybe even softening the heart itself. Letting go of any tension in the belly, in the hips, or in the thighs. Simply noticing your breath here. And without actively trying to change anything, just notice how your attention can start to make the breath feel a little fuller, a little deeper. And we're going to take a releasing breath here all together, where we'll inhale through the nose, pause at the top of the breath, open the mouth and sigh the breath out, fully letting it go. This just feels really nice to let go of the day, the week, or anything that's been, and land here fully. So when you're ready, joining me for a deep breath in through the nose. Pausing at the top, opening the mouth and sighing the breath out. Letting it all go. An option to take one more round just like that. Big breath in. And letting it go. Breath just comes back to its natural, gentle, easy rhythm. As you float your palms to heart center, gently bowing the head inward, and then opening up through your eyes. And welcome to your practice, taking your hands down onto your knees, the chin down to the chest, just feeling that gentle stretch in the back of the neck here. And then we'll find some half neck rolls, just bringing the ear over to the shoulder, and then gently, slowly coming back through center and over to the other side. So none of our movement today is forced or pressed or pulling, just moving really gently and with ease in the body here. And let's just take one more to each side. And then bring the head all the way back up to center, hands back to heart. Interlace the fingertips, stretch the arms overhead. Beautiful yawn, open. Sides of body, chest, lifting here. And then we're going to round from the tail, draw the belly back, back of the heart, pressing back behind you. Let the chin fall down to the chest. And again, lifting back up tall, big opening here. Maybe lifting the gaze. And once more, let's round and press the palms away. As we draw the belly back, space between the shoulders. Inhaling, coming back up to center, the hands will come to the heart. We'll take a twist over to our right. The hands float down onto the knee. Back fingertips touch down behind you. Can we find a little bit more lift and length again through the spine? And then maybe lower belly draws in slightly. Perhaps we deepen the twist. Just a couple of breaths here, shoulders relaxed. Back of the neck long. And let's take the back arm up. So reaching fingertips to the sky and a little side bend over to the left. So breathing into the side of the body, reaching through that top arm, lifting all the way back up. And then just gently coming back and releasing to center, hands to heart. Take a breath in here, broaden the collarbones, and then we'll take that twist to the other side, arms landing lightly. Again, maybe we find a little more length through the spine, openness through the chest, and then deepening the twist, perhaps on the breath out. A moment to pause here. Again, noticing what's happening with your breath. The back arm reaches up to the sky. We take that little side bend over to the right. Big, beautiful stretch through the left side of the body. Taking your breath here. And coming all the way back up. And gently releasing back to center. We're going to change the cross of the legs. So this might feel a little bit funny as we take the other leg in front, the hands settle down onto the knees. Just starting to find a little bit more movement through the chest, through the upper body. We'll take some beautiful big circles here, rounding at the back, opening at the front. Let's just take one or two more in this direction, just in your own time. If you find somewhere that feels a little sticky and you want to stay there for a moment or two, feel free. And then let's move the other way. So starting small and getting bigger and bigger as the body starts to open. Just a few more moments here. Beautiful, settling back in center. Just take a breath in, lift the shoulders up towards the ears. And then breath out, just let them fall away. So we're going to come now to child's pose. You may have heard of this position before. So coming off of your support you might be on and onto all fours. So a nice option for our child's pose can be to place the blanket on top of your calf muscles, sitting the hips back towards the heels. Taking the knees wide, the big toes touching together behind you. We're going to start to walk the arms out in front. So big, beautiful stretch into the hips and the back of the body here. Option to fold the forearms and rest the head down onto the arms. Or if it feels okay, we can reach arms out long and take the forehead down to the mat. And just really feeling a heaviness and an openness through the hips here and through the lower back. And can we feel a sense of the heart melting down towards the mat? Just a couple more breaths here. Maybe just closing the eyes. Beautiful. Let's walk the hands back towards the body and gently lifting back up, taking a few little circles through the wrists. Let's just take it in one direction as we warm up before coming to all fours, and then taking those circles the other way, maybe getting a little more active through the fingertips as well. All right, so we're going to come onto all fours now. So moving aside any props to the front of the mat. And then slowly stacking shoulders over the wrists and the hips stack over the knees. Spread your palms out wide. You may have heard of cat-cow before, so we're going to go through that now. So on your in-breath, let's drop the belly down towards the mat, but open and broaden the chest forward, gazing to the front of the room. Think of being long and strong through the arms here, so the upper body is lifted and light. We're breathing into the belly, into the chest. So this is our cow pose. Take a big breath in. And on the breath out, we're going to curl from the tail, draw the belly back, round the shoulders and let the head hang. So really feeling now like you're pressing the mat away from you, creating space in the back of the body. We might connect these two movements with the breath. So as we inhale, belly drops, heart shines through. As we exhale, we round and press away. Let's take 2 more here. Inhaling to open and exhaling to round. So the aim here is just to warm up through the spine, the front and the back of the body. Well done. And let's just sit back and just shake out through those wrists, letting that go. Now coming to all fours again, we're going to find a little balance here. So again, palms spread, open through the chest. Extend your right leg back, pointing the toes. We feel the back of the leg working to lift here. Option to stay, or maybe you start to reach the left hand forward for the balance, keeping the shoulders and the hips squared down towards the earth. Take a breath in here, and then coming back to all fours. Let's take it to the other side, extending left leg back, right arm forward, and pausing here. It might feel a little different each side, so taking a moment, again strong through the upper body. Taking 1 more breath in here, and then coming back to all fours. Let's just move with the breath now to each side. Inhaling, right leg back, left arm forward, and then back to all fours. Once more to the other side, left leg back, right arm forward, and then back to all fours. Well done. Sitting the hips back, giving those wrists a bit of a shake out again. So we're going to come now to some lunges. A really nice option can be to open your blanket for a little bit of support and padding underneath your knees here. And then coming up to kneeling, we're going to step our right leg forward first. So right leg comes forward. So not coming down into the lunge straight away, just taking the hands onto the thigh. Soften your shoulders down and just find a little lift and lightness through the chest. From here, we start to press the knee forward and let the hips drop a little. But I don't want you to come as far down as you possibly could. Come back a little so that we're still active through the legs here. And we're breathing into the front of that left hip. And just taking a few easy breaths here. Option to take the arms up overhead if that feels okay for you. Again, we're still strong through the legs and light through the chest. Shoulders relaxed. Taking 1 more breath in here. We're going to find a twist, so left hand comes down to the mat. Our right arm is going to reach up and we open the chest to the side. Can we think of lifting out of that bottom arm as much as we can? And again, shoulders drawing back, lower belly drawing in. Taking 1 more breath in here. And then our right hand's going to come to the inside of the front foot. We're going to heel toe that right foot out slightly. And this is our lizard lunge. So the front leg is a little bit wider here. It can feel nice to take a little bit of a sway with the hips just to settle in. And we can either stay up on the fingertips with the heart drawing forward. This is a really nice option, or if you like, we can come down onto forearms. The choice is yours. I want you to really prioritize length in the spine though. So if you come down, notice if you're rounding. maybe staying a bit higher. Just another breath or two here, either in stillness or finding that gentle sway, letting the hips drop down. Beautiful. And then taking the hands back down if they aren't already, start to send the hips back. The right foot is going to come back and come back to kneeling. We're simply going to come to the other side now. So again, the knees will be supported as we step the left foot forward. Hands come to the thigh. Can we square the hips forward? So we want to think that the inner thighs are drawing back and towards each other. Again, soften the upper body as we start to come down. But about 10% back from maybe as far as you think you could go. Again, lower belly drawing in. And then just connecting back to your breath. And can we imagine or visualize the breath going to any places in your body where you might be feeling the resistance or feeling that stretch? And thinking, visualizing that the breath creates space and opening. And the exhale carries it away. Let's take one more inhalation here. And then finding our twist, right hand to the mat, left arm to the sky. Maybe taking your gaze high. Think of getting longer from your tail to the crown of your head. Finding a brightness through the chest. One more breath in here. Left hand comes down to the inside of the front foot as we heel toe that left leg out. Finding your lizard lunge, letting the hips drop a little lower, but keeping that openness through the chest. Maybe you find that little rock or sway, just whatever feels good for you. Maybe you come down onto the forearms, maybe you just stay up. I often just like to stay up here. Feel more of a stretch into the front of the right hip as well as underneath that left glute and hamstring. And just noticing if we're holding or tensing through the muscles of the face or even the breath. Can we soften? And taking one more breath where you are. And again, coming onto hands if you aren't already, sending the hips back. And we're going to take our blanket, if you're using one, a little further forward, coming down to lay on your belly for Sphinx pose. So the hip bones will be on the edge, the back edge of your blanket, as we start to bring the elbows forward underneath the shoulders. So we're coming up onto our forearms. If your feet feel more comfortable, a bit wider, by all means, feel free to take the legs wider, or they can be closer. You can have a little play. And we want to feel like we're grounding down through the forearms and really pressing and lifting through the chest. Your gaze can be forward, or maybe a little down feels better for you. But we've got this sense of the belly button, the lower belly drawing forward and up, lengthening the front of the body. And only if it feels okay, this is just an option, you might press into the hands and start to lift up into your seal pose. Taking one more breath wherever you are. And coming back to forearms if you aren't already. Gently lowering the chest, take the hands by the body and coming back up to kneeling. So in our kneeling, just like our child's pose, it can be nice for some bodies to kneel onto your blanket as well. So to bring the blanket between the calves and the hamstrings, again, it just creates a little bit more space for the knees and space for the hips. So we're going to find a really nice stretch now through the arms and the upper body. I'm going to turn to face backwards so that you can see. So from here, we're going to take our right arm up and then bending the elbow, the fingertips reaching down towards the earth. The left arm is going to come back and behind with the aim to eventually be able to clasp the hands. But maybe for today, we just hold on to the back of our t-shirt, And maybe eventually we start to walk our way up until our fingertips can touch. And then can we think of lifting the heart and lengthening the spine again? If this just doesn't feel good, we can always just take the left hand on top of the elbow for a tricep stretch. Just a couple more breaths here and then we'll come to the other side. Again, can we find some softness in the belly here? Some softness in the front of the throat. And gently release, let's come to the other side. Maybe you give it a little shake out. The left arm comes up, right arm behind. Searching for those fingertips if you can. Otherwise, just taking hold of the back of your t-shirt. And for future with this stretch, you can always use a sarong or any long piece of fabric that you might have, holding it in the top arm and working your way up that as well. A really nice opening for the shoulders. Taking one more breath in here. And then just gently releasing. Again, just give the shoulders a little bit of a roll, a little bit of love. And then we're going to sit to the side and come to sit down. So our props now can come out in front. We won't be needing them anymore. We're going to come to a nice stretch for our hips, a figure 4 stretch. So coming down onto your forearms, we're going to flex the right ankle, drawing the toes back towards the knee. And we can find a little bit of a rock again with the legs just to massage into the outer edge of that right hip. If you like, if you have the opening and you want to lift up onto the hands, that choice is there for you as well. But can we think of pressing that right knee forward if you can? Just a couple more breaths here. Again, where can we soften down? What can I release in this shape? And take one more breath where you are. And we're going to extend our right leg out long now. So we can actually use our blanket here or our pillow as a really nice option. We can make a little bit of a roll. We're going to be coming into a forward fold over our right leg. So what can be nice here, especially if the hamstrings feel a little bit more tight, is to place the blanket under the knee for support and then draw the toes back towards you. Our left foot is on the inside of our right thigh. From here, let's breathe the arms up and overhead, turn the heart over the leg. So chest is facing forward. And as we exhale, let's fold forward, hands come down to either side. Let's take an inhalation, just find a little more length, lifting up halfway. And then exhale, folding forward again. We'll take a couple more breaths here. So hands can just fall wherever feels comfortable. You might just stay upright. So just sitting with whatever feels good today. And our breath is often the best guide for us. So notice if the breath has become short or tense. It's often a sign that we might be pushing the body a little too far and that we need to back out. So your breath is your guide, your body is your teacher. A couple more breaths here. One more breath in, letting it out, and gently coming all the way back up. Let's come to our figure 4 on the other side. So left ankle on right thigh. Again, we can be down, we can be up on the hands, we can find movement, we can find stillness. But just drawing those toes back towards your knee and then pressing the knee forward if you can. Breathing into the outer edge of that left hip. And just taking one more breath in here, wherever you are. And coming all the way up for our forward fold again. So left leg out long this time. Sole of the right foot to the inside of the left leg. Option to take support under your knee as we take a breath in and a breath out to fold forward. Inhale to find a little half lift and lengthen. And then exhale, we fold and release. Taking 5 or so breaths where you are. And seeing if we can soften through the shoulders. And relax through the neck and the face. Keeping active through those toes, drawing back. And taking one more breath in here. Exhale, letting it go. And gently rolling back up. Props to the front of the mat. We're going to slowly make our way down onto our backs. Drawing the knees in towards the chest. Just find a really small rock from side to side here, massaging lower back. Arms come out nice and wide. And then the knees will fall over to the right for a twist. So the gaze can be up to the sky or over to the left. Breath moving through the side of the body, waist, ribs, hip. Letting the shoulders anchor down. If you find that the legs are kind of hanging in space as well, you can always bring some support underneath your knees. But we're going to slowly, for now, come back through center and then take that over to the other side. So again, we could place some support under the knees or even between the knees here, if that would feel good for you. And just starting to let it all go. And coming back to center, this time hugging the knees in towards the chest. As we come to our happy baby, take your knees nice and wide. Now you might just stay here, working the knees down, pressing the lower back down to the mat. You might start to flex the feet up to the sky, holding behind the thighs, maybe the ankles or the outer edges of the feet. Just any last, maybe rocking or movement or breathing into the hip space, opening here. Back of the shoulders, back of the head is relaxed and heavy. Full length of the spine down onto the mat. Taking one more breath in where you are. And then bringing those knees back to center. We're going to take one little rock all the way up. And then come back to seated cross-legged here. So finishing off where we began, so placing hands down onto the knees. And when you feel ready, closing the eyes. And again, we have the option to sit up onto a prop or support if that feels better for you here. And we're just going to take a few moments to come back to stillness, to come back to our center. Maybe taking a gentle scan of your body from the top of your head down and out to your fingertips and down and out to your toes. Giving each part of yourself attention and awareness and seeing if there's anything left here that you could let go of. And allowing softness through the heart and a softness through the belly and the breath. Perhaps noticing the outer edges, the outer corners of your mouth turn up. Creating a gentle curve of a smile as we bring the hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in here through the nose. And with a big breath out, bowing the head in again. And thank you so much for taking this time for yourself, for creating this stillness, for creating this peace that will ultimately spread out to everybody that you touch. And may we all be happy, may we all be healthy, and may we all enjoy our lives and our days with ease. Namaste. And gently taking the hands down into the lap. And when you're ready, you can open through the eyes. And stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.